I knew it was strongest. The other day when we moved on that,
All right, 6:30. Everybody's alert and attention today. I love it. How you doing, Jeff? Doing good. So this week's code of conduct is to work to OSHA, FRA, and ECI safety standards. You know, it's definitely a core of what we're trying to accomplish. Make sure everybody's going home safe and sound. And again, how we do that is we work together as a team. We identify hazards. We control our hazards. I think we got a pretty good equation going. As you can see, we've had 3 recordables, but we're on a good little track here. 28 days through the month of July. Last Friday of July here. August is approaching, and really the next 3 months are going to be critical. So we really just need to focus, work together as a team to continue this little track that we're on to hopefully we can end the year out strong. A couple little things that we've been seeing out there is electrical. Our cords, we're doing a really good job with our cords, but again, it's easy for us to get complacent with the amount of concrete work that we're doing and hand work that we're doing. Come on in, Josh. Come right in, Brian. To kind of forget about doing our inspection. So, safety, we're going to come out. We're going to help you with this. We got Elliot downstairs in the tool crib. You just bring in your cords, change it out. We'll try to get them fixed right away. So, but it's a big one out there. So we want to really just kind of highlight that this coming week and making sure that we're doing our inspections, looking at our cords, making sure they're in good condition out there. So again, when you got cords, any nicked outer coatings, let's take them out of service. If you're having issues tripping a lot of breakers on your generators, you got some problems. Your tools are hot, your cords are hot. The GFCI shuts off all the time. You got to constantly reset it. Those are signs that we're starting to get some electrical problems. So ask the question so we can help you out there. And again, any worn or frayed insulating around the connections of the wires, you might see burnt heads a little bit on our extension cords. Let's take those right out of service. Let's bring them into the tool crib. If you see me on site and you need to replace, give them to me and I'll bring them back, and we'll make sure that we get you the cords that you need to do the job safely out there. So the nice thing about the GFCIs, again, this protects us. This is our protection. The standard pretty much says there's 2 ways: use GFCIs or an assured grounding program. This is a lot easier. So we want to make sure that our generators, pigtails that we're using for any dewatering application, any type of hand tools that we're using outside, that we're always using GFCIs. It's going to trip in 1/64th of a second, or 1/140th of a second, I'm sorry. So it's instantaneous. You might get bit a little bit, but it's not going to be really painful whatsoever. So, it's a way to really protect you from that electrical hazard. Again, electrical is part of the focus 4, those 4 main hazards that are in construction: falls, electricity, caught in between hazards, and struck by hazards. So that's kind of why we're highlighting this, and it's really overhead power, but this is something that we work with every single day. We always have cords pretty much on all of our job sites. If we're dewatering, we're using some hand type of tooling, things like that. So really just kind of focus on that this week, especially today. If you got a minute when you get on site, look at your cords, making sure they're in good condition. We're really good at this. We've been highlighting this last couple of years, but again, it's a good refresher for everybody. We're not allowed to daisy chain extension cords, which means just plug one cord into another extension cord to make it longer. So we really want to make sure that we get the right cords. If you got a 100-foot run, grab a 100-foot cord. We've been kind of getting out of a lot of our hand tools. We're going more battery powered, so it's definitely helping with this situation, but there still is some tooling out there that we can't get in a battery use, so we have to use extension cords. That's why we got different types of generators that we utilize to try to get it close to your work area or your workstation as possible, so we don't have a lot of cords out there. A lot of extension cords equals also tripping hazards and housekeeping issues, so it's a big thing that we should always kind of focus on how we're utilizing our extension cords out there. We don't want to overload circuits. You got a missing ground pin, let's take it out of service, let's get it fixed. You see that damaged insulation, like I said again, let's take those out of service. So when you see myself or Alberta on site, we're going to be looking at this week, so be proactive, help us out. We're really going to be kind of hitting this hard next week, making sure that we have nothing but good extension cords out there in the construction field. Is there any questions regarding any of this stuff? Okay. So this week we got a couple new hires. Nathan Schaffer, see here, Nathan? About Gary Bashaw? Gary here? Well, if you see him, introduce yourself to him. Now, new team members, part of the team. Please make sure all time cards are fully sent to your PMs by 9 a.m. on Monday. Call your PM if you have any concerns. That just reminded me, Joey Appleton had something quick you want to talk about foundation. Yeah, sure. Let's do it right now. We're talking about time cards.
Yeah, so one thing, we've been having a couple issues, nothing major, but people have been submitting their time like on a Monday morning, kind of when they first get in, get the crew going, and then they go and wrap up the time from last week. They've been submitting it, and I think a lot of instances you submit it and you close the laptop and you go to work, which is great. But sometimes the system just needs a few seconds to get going and to get the stuff actually submitted. So when you're at the end of the week or at the end of the day, whatever, when you're submitting your time, you're saving it, and then you're going to submit it to the PM. Just give it a couple seconds before you shut your system down or you close your laptop or you shut your tablet down. It will give you a message that says submitted completed. So make sure you find that message before you shut it down and close out. If you're having any issues, still, like when we trained everybody up earlier in the season, we said if you're spending more than 2 minutes trying to figure something out, get on the phone and call myself, call Justin, call Matt Saganowitz, and we'll get you through. We'll get you fixed. There's a few small bugs, things that we've been able to figure out. So if you're a victim of it, we can get you up and going quickly. So are there any questions or issues that we're sharing with everybody right now? Good. All right. Thank you.
Wellness room will be open Tuesday the 30th. So if anyone wants to talk anything about wellness, Amy did a great thing on stress. You want more information on stress management, or if you have any aches and pains, shoulder issues, knees, toes, ankles, whatever. It's a good time to try to do some maintenance on yourself as we're really getting into the dog days of summer now. So take advantage of that from 3 to 4 next Tuesday right in our wellness room. So the highlight project of the week, we're talking about the cathedral stairs at the St. Joseph Church in Burlington. We've been contracted by J.E. Morrissey to perform the following work: demo existing stairs, excavate and backfill, place and finish concrete footings, walls, and slabs. Looks like the guys are getting ready. Some high wall there, right, Charlie? And the demo was about 5 feet below this elevation here.
Yeah, about 5.
About 5 feet. So we're starting to come up now from the existing. Here's another image of it. You see a 4 that we all mostly done by pumper. And here's our footers. How old's the church, Charlie? 1850 this church was built. So the foundation of the church had that really cool, pretty much hand carved stone as their foundation. It's a really, really cool project to be working on. So a little history. The parish was established in 1850 by the French Canadian immigrants living in Burlington. The cathedral was constructed over several years between 1883 and 1887. And this is the largest church in Vermont. Its dimensions are 80 feet wide and 176 feet long, with an internal height of 55 feet. It was seating capacity of 1,200. The structure was built with local mined redstone and limestone trim from the Isle of Mont. So it's a really, really cool project that we're working on. And it's just a little image of 1907 postcard image from UVM Historic Preservation Digital Library.
So one way to bring that rock.
Yeah, back then, yeah. And then some photos from the archives. Looks like we got a Nice little timber shoring. Could be an entry pit, receiving pit, structural building, or something for a foundation. But anyone can tell who these guys might be. Ben, you got an idea? Mike Colby?
Right.
Yeah, Mike Colby. Maybe Carl Lockerbie on the left.
Yeah,
Maybe
looks
it
like
kind of looks
Carl.
like Carl. Yeah. So. Yeah, guy's not here. So that's all we have for today. Thanks everybody for your alertness and paying attention. Let's work safe out there. Should be a really nice day. Keep the fluids right to you.
Yeah, right.
I'll pass out half of them.